Welcome to today's edition of the WHHI-TV Daily News. I'm Betsy McDaniel, and we'll get started with a few headlines today. It will be another busy day in Walterboro as the Murdaugh trial continues, with the seating of a jury of 12 with 6 alternates, and the actual trial expected to get underway with opening statements. Also, the murder weapon used to kill Maggie Murdaugh has still not been found, but Judge Clifton Newman will allow State Law Enforcement Division expert Paul Greer to testify that he identified the gun as one owned by Murdaugh through matching shell casings from the crime scene to other shell casings found on the property. The judge has still not ruled whether Murdaugh's blood-spattered t-shirt from the night of the murders or his possible financial crimes will be allowed to be introduced as evidence. Meanwhile, a judge in Lexington has approved the settlement agreement on the boat crash that ignited the whole Murdaugh saga. Mallory Beach's family sued the Murdaughs and Parker's Kitchen for selling alcohol to an underage Paul Murdaugh before the 2019 boat crash. The Beach family and 2 other crash survivors will split $800,000, with another survivor, Connor Cook, getting $100,000. All of that money comes from the sale of the Murdaughs' hunting estate, which is under contract. Buster Murdaugh gets out from under the suit and will keep $530,000 from the sale of that estate. Another $275,000 will go into the settlement fund to pay Alec Murdaugh's financial victims. Bluffton police officer Frank Ginn faces potentially months of recovery from a crash Saturday morning on Highway 170. Ginn lives in Beaufort and was headed to work down the Okatee Highway before dawn when the crash occurred. Bluffton firefighters had to cut Ginn out of his patrol car, but thankfully his injuries were not life-threatening. However, he will probably need up to 3 months to heal. New Chief Joe Babkowitz praised the first responders, saying it is never easy when a collision involves one of your own. The Highway Patrol is still investigating the crash, and the conditions of those in the other car have not been released. Also out of the Bluffton Police Department, residents are being warned about an increase in catalytic converter and vehicle thefts. As we reported earlier this month, a catalytic converter was stolen from the van for Programs for Exceptional People, and now the town of Bluffton has reported that one was stolen from one of the town's street sweepers earlier this month as well. The police are urging folks to keep vehicles as secure as possible with no valuables left in the car overnight, including cash, firearms, electronics, prescription medications, credit cards, and any identification documents. Security cameras are also encouraged, and of course, report stolen items and/or suspicious activity. Your reporting, regardless of how minor it may seem, may provide crucial information. To file a report, use the non-emergency dispatch line, which is 843-524-2777. A promise by Governor McMaster to reestablish USC's research facilities on Pritchard's Island now undergoes the test of the State Budget Committee later this month. USCB is asking the legislature for $1.25 million to revive the island's purpose of researching marine life and sea level issues after more than a decade of neglect. If the legislature says no, the island could potentially be given to the University of Georgia by the Rhodes family, who originally gave it to USC back in the 1980s. And the upstate is about to get a piece of an iconic and still rapidly growing company, as Milo's Tea has made the decision to open a $130 million brewing and bottling plant in Spartanburg County. Established originally as a restaurant in 1946 by Milo and B. Carlton, it became apparent some 40 years later that the star of the business was their sweet tea. And that product was spun off into the business that remains in the family today, run by the Carlton's granddaughter, Tricia Walwork. She said that of the decision, South Carolina was the optimal location to efficiently serve our customers up and down the East Coast. In 2022, Milo's sales doubled year over year to $400 million. The new plant will employ 103 people and is expected to open in 2024. The media sources on your screen will have more on these and other stories, and we would love for you to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram at WHHI-TV. And if you have an idea for a news story, we'd love to hear it, so drop us a line at news@WHHITV.com. And now here's Justin Jarrett with what happened last night in the Lowco.
Hey, it's time for Last Night in the Lowco on WHHI, powered by LowcoSports.com. The Bluffton Bobcats and Hilton Head Seahawks split the first installment of the Bridge Bowl basketball rivalry this season, but the teams tangled again Tuesday in the Den, and LowcoSports.com's Wes Kerr was there to bring us the highlights. The girls' team started the night tied atop the region, and the Seahawks pushed the Bobcats to the brink in the nest, but it was all Bluffton in round 2. Jelena Mosley was a force inside, and Takoya Hayward did what she does and matched Mosley with 13 points as the Bobcats rolled to a 51-26 win to take over first place. The Seahawk boys came out on top in the first meeting, but Jalen Linder was not going to let that happen in his house. Linder scored 30 points, doing it about every way you can, and the Bobcats were able to hold on 60-57 despite 17 points from Reese Stewart and pull Woody Melton's team into a tie with Shane Brown's Seahawks in the region standings. In other girls' games around the Lowco, Wade Hampton stayed perfect in region play, and Battery Creek, Patrick Henry, and Colleton Prep got back on track. In boys action, Beaufort High picked up a huge road win at Philip Simmons to tie the Iron Horses atop Region 8-3A. Sully Gay with 15 points and 7 boards, and Michael Dennison 14 points and 20 rebounds for the Eagles. And Wade Hampton and Patrick Henry won big. For Loco Sports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Loco.
Thanks, Justin. Now here's Maria with a look at that weather.
Thanks, Betsy. Yep, so taking a look ahead, it does look like we're going to get a break from all the rain we've been having. Taking a look at Thursday, it's going to be cooler with partly cloudy skies. Hilton Head's going to have a high 58, a low of 43. Bluffton's going to have a high 58, a low of 42. And Beaufort's going to have a high 58 and a low of 43. The sunrise for Thursday is going to be at 7:20 and sunset's going to be at 5:51. Taking a look at the beach tides, low tide's going to be at 7:35 a.m. and high tide's going to be at 12:51 p.m. Taking a look into the rest of the week and into the weekend, Friday is going to be mostly sunny with highs in the 50s and lows in the 30s. Come Saturday, it's going to be sunny with highs in the 50s and lows in the 30s as well. And then come Sunday, it is going to be cloudy throughout the day. Then we will start to see rain in the afternoon, which will continue on into the evening. Temperatures are going to go up though. Highs are going to be in the 60s, lows in the 40s. That's it for today. Let's head it back to the desk.
And we'll be back in just a moment, and there's lots to cover, so don't go away.